Hey there, incredible explorers of the unknown. Have you ever heard of a cat predicting people's death? I know, it sounds surreal, but what if I told you it's absolutely true? Today we'll delve into the mystifying story of Oscar, a seemingly ordinary cat with an extraordinary ability that left scientists scratching their heads. Stick around, because by the end of this, you'll be asking yourself, do animals possess powers beyond our understanding? It all started back in 2005 when Oscar the cat joined the Steerhouse Nursing and Rehabilitation Center in Rhode Island. Now I know what you're thinking. Cats with jobs? Well, this was more of an experiment than a regular gig. Oscar and 5 other cats were adopted by the center to support patients with Alzheimer's, Parkinson's disease, and other incurable illnesses that made it hard for them to understand the world around them. But here's the thing, Oscar wasn't exactly your typical therapy cat. Nope, he had an attitude, my friends. He couldn't stand being around people, and he definitely wasn't the cuddly type. Instead, he preferred to have his own space, going missing for hours and hiding in unexpected places like under beds or leaping from bookshelf to bookshelf. Talk about a mysterious kitty. Now, Steerhouse had used therapy dogs before, but this was their first time trying out cats. The staff was a little unsure, but hey, they thought, why not give it a shot? After all, this facility was renowned for its excellence, and doctors often conducted studies and tests there. Dr. David, a researcher from Brown University, was among them, focusing on dementia and memory loss. Perfect timing for Oscar's arrival, right? Dr. David was a serious man, always diving into his work, talking science and logic. He didn't have time for small talk or spirituality, but little did he know, his life was about to take an unexpected turn. As Oscar settled in, something strange started happening. Even though he wasn't fond of people in general, he began gravitating towards specific patients at crucial moments right before they passed away. Now I know what you're thinking. Coincidence, right? Well, that's what everyone at Steerhouse thought initially. Even Dr. David, being the scientist he was, dismissed it as mere chance. But the more Oscar predicted deaths, the spookier it got. Oscar's predictions were shockingly accurate, my friends. He had already foreseen over 30 deaths, leaving everyone at the facility baffled. Naturally, news about this remarkable cat started spreading like wildfire throughout the community. People couldn't help but wonder if there was something supernatural at play. Could Oscar be passing from one world to another? Did he possess a sixth sense? Well, Dr. David, being the rational scientist that he was, didn't entirely buy into these theories. He believed there had to be a scientific explanation behind Oscar's uncanny ability. To settle the debate once and for all, Dr. David decided to conduct a full-fledged experiment. He wanted hard evidence to support his theory. Maybe the nurses unknowingly signaled Oscar when a patient's health deteriorated, or perhaps it was all just a result of confirmation bias. Dr. David isolated the variables and observed everything closely. And guess what? Within a few weeks, Oscar accurately predicted the passing of 2 elderly patients in less than half a day. The evidence was piling up. Dr. David dug deeper, gathering more data. By the time he finished his experiment, Oscar had successfully predicted over 20 deaths in a row. Talk about mind-blowing results. Dr. David submitted his study to a prestigious journal, and it was accepted. His theory? Humans might release a chemical when they're near death, and Oscar could somehow detect it. But what that chemical was, well, that remained a mystery. While Dr. David was on a quest to uncover the scientific truth, the whole community was awestruck by Oscar's incredible ability. The staff at Steerhouse started following Oscar's signs, alerting patients' families when he would curl up beside someone. It became a signal that their loved one's time was near and they should pay one last visit. Oscar became known as the Angel of Death, feared and loved in equal measure. Oscar's presence brought solace to countless families who had loved ones at Steerhouse. Many patients didn't have family members who could visit, and even those who did often struggled to connect due to their memory disorders. But with Oscar, it was different. He offered unconditional support, not needing any backstory or long-term relationship. He stayed by their side until the end, providing comfort during their final moments. The media couldn't resist this extraordinary story either. National headlines and TV stations covered Oscar's freaky phenomenon. Trust me, though, you wouldn't want Oscar to visit you, but his presence became a blessing to those he comforted. Families cherished those precious last moments thanks to Oscar's unwavering dedication. But as life goes, time eventually caught up with our angel of death. At the ripe old age of 17, after making hundreds of people's deaths a little easier, Oscar himself passed away. It was a bittersweet moment, for there was no one to predict his own passing. But hey, maybe Oscar already knew his time had come. In his final moments, he chose to be surrounded by the nurses and doctors who had cared for him at Steer House, including Dr. David. When you think about it, this little cat who initially seemed indifferent to the patients ended up changing so many lives. If you've ever had a family member at Steer House over the last decade, chances are Oscar played a role in their journey. What an incredible tale of compassion and connection. So, my dear viewers, what did you think of this mind-blowing story? Let me know in the comments below. And remember, if you can't wait for more incredible tales, head on over to my channel for even more amazing stories. Don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the extraordinary.